Previously, we've studied demand and supply. Now we're going to be studying market clearing prices, which is when you put supply and demand together. Okay, the law of demand means that buyers will buy less of something if it costs more and more of something if it costs less. So, for instance, with gasoline, if the price of gas goes up, consumers will want to buy less gas. If the price goes down, consumers will want to buy more. Now, on the supply side, if the price of gas goes up, sellers want to produce or sell more so they can make even more money. If the price goes down, they want to sell even less because then they're not making as much of a profit. So there's one point where supply equals demand. How else do the markets dictate the prices? Well, they do it through what's called market clearing prices. The graph that you see here, putting the two together, you have price on one column, the quantity supplied down the middle, and quantity demanded on the right column. You'll see that there's all the different quantities demanded and quantities supplied. At $1, the suppliers would only want to supply 5, but the buyers would want to demand 80. The opposite end of that, at $5, the suppliers would only want to supply would want to supply 60, but the buyers would only want to demand 10. Right there in the middle at $3, the quantity supplied would be 35 and the quantity demanded would be 35. So you see the two equal there. So you can look at it in the demand schedule and supply schedule, or you can also look at it the graph where the two lines, the supply curve and the demand curve, intersect is your equilibrium price. If you look on the vertical axis, that's at $3. If you look along the horizontal axis, that's at 35. So that is your market clearing price. Now, if you're above the market clearing price, you're going to be at a surplus. So now think about this logically. If the price is above what normally everybody is paying, sellers want to sell more than buyers want to buy because they want to maximize their profit. Sellers now compete intensely for consumers' money, and they'll gradually lower their prices so they can be competitive and try to make some money. Now, as the quantity supplied falls, the price is going to decrease, and then buyers are going to then gradually increase their quantity demanded as the price falls. And then you finally get a new equilibrium price. The shortage is eliminated. Okay, now for shortages, that is if the price is below the market clearing price or below equilibrium. Now think of this logically. If the price is lower than what everybody is happy and normally willing to pay, then of course there's going to be a shortage. Now what happens with the shortage? A shortage causes buyers to compete more intensely for the amount available. It's to be kind of like a feeding frenzy where everybody's trying to get it at that super cheap price. At higher prices, as the price now gradually gets bid up, the competition is going to make buyers gradually buy less and less as the price starts to go up. At the higher prices now, suppliers want to produce more. And as the price rises, the quantity demanded falls and the quantity supplied increases. And then at the new equilibrium price, the shortage is eliminated. Now think of that for a second here. There was a shortage, there's still a shortage, but now we've eliminated the shortage only by raising the price. Now on the other side of that, with the surplus, let's say something's happening where you've got way too much of a certain item. So, and it could also be because the price is higher than the equilibrium point. If people are willing to normally pay $3 for a cup of coffee, and now you start, and the price is above that, then you're going to have a surplus. So sellers want to sell more than buyers want to buy, is what you have with the surplus. So sellers are going to compete intensely for the consumer's money. They gradually lower their prices. Quantity supplied falls, and the quantity demanded increases. And then eventually you'll get a new equilibrium price and quantity, and the surplus will be eliminated. So summarizing that, market clearing prices summarize consumer preferences. They tell you by looking at the price if it's going up or down with the interaction between supply and demand. They'll tell you if consumers like something or if they don't like something. They'll also tell you if consumers' producer costs, because if something is very high, then that's probably telling you that it's very expensive to produce or that it's really scarce. And it's also going to provide incentives for producers to cut their costs and also provide incentives for buyers to reduce their consumption.